This mind map feels more structured, like very fundamental. Introduction to valuation standards, types of value, IVS role. I think this is building base clarity. But I want to understand one thing. Why do we even need valuation standards?
Very important starting question. Valuation without standards becomes subjective. Standards bring discipline. Let us begin from definition.
Yes, it says set of principles, definitions and procedures. So it is like a framework?
Exactly. It guides valuers on how to approach assignments. Without this, two valuers can give completely different values for same asset without justification.
So standards ensure consistency?
Correct. That is why next point is importance, consistency and comparability. When standards are followed, reports across valuers and even across countries become comparable.
That is useful especially for investors and lenders, right?
Yes, it improves decision making because everyone speaks same valuation language.
Then transparency and disclosure. This is about assumptions?
Yes, valuer must clearly disclose assumptions, methodologies, limitations, so that user understands how value is derived.
And credibility and reliability. That comes from following standards.
Absolutely. When you follow recognized standards like IVS, your report gains acceptance and trust.
Risk mitigation is also mentioned. How does that work?
If you follow standards, chances of professional negligence reduce. It protects you from legal disputes and disciplinary action.
And legal compliance. IBBI mandates this.
Yes, in India, IBBI regulations require registered valuers to follow IVS or other specified standards. It is not optional, it is mandatory.
Now this section, IVS role in India. So IVS is global standard.
Yes, international valuation standards are globally accepted. Many countries and institutions follow them.
And in India also adopted.
Yes, explicitly under IBBI Valuers Regulations 2017. Registered valuers must align with IVS framework.
So this ensures global consistency.
Correct. It connects Indian valuation practices with global benchmarks.
Now main part, types of value. This seems very important.
Yes, this is core concept. First understand, value depends on purpose. Same asset can have different values based on context.
That is interesting. So value is not fixed?
Exactly. Let us go one by one.
First, market value.
Market value means willing buyer and willing seller, arm's length transaction, no compulsion, proper marketing. This is most commonly used value.
So this reflects normal market conditions.
Yes, ideal open market scenario.
Next, fair value. It says accounting context.
Correct. Under Ind AS IFRS, fair value is exit price between market participants reflects accounting perspective. Sometimes it may consider conditions like forced sale or shorter marketing time depending on context.
So slightly different from market value.
Yes, similar but not identical. Context matters.
Now liquidation value. This we saw earlier also.
Yes, it is value under distress, forced or orderly liquidation, limited time, lower realization, used in insolvency cases.
Then investment value. This sounds subjective.
Very good observation. Investment value is specific to a particular investor, based on individual objectives, synergies, risk appetite. So different investors may have different investment values for same asset.
So this is not market-based?
No, it is entity-specific.
Then other values. Book value, salvage, insurable.
Yes, briefly, book value, accounting value, cost minus depreciation, salvage value, scrap value at end of life, insurable value, replacement cost excluding land, insurance or fair market tax context, specified regulatory definitions.
So each value serves a different purpose.
Exactly. That is why defining purpose is the first step in valuation.
Now I see. Before valuation, we must ask what type of value is required.
Correct. Wrong definition leads to wrong valuation.
There is also mention of consistency and global alignment.
Yes, following IVS ensures uniform approach, comparable outputs, global acceptance.
And real estate specifics also mentioned here.
Yes, real estate valuation and IBC require special consideration. Land and building, under construction projects, leasehold rights, development rights. All these must be evaluated carefully under appropriate value definition.
So overall, this chapter is telling that valuation starts with standards and then selecting correct type of value based on purpose.
Exactly. If foundation is correct, standards and value definition, then entire valuation becomes reliable.
Now it feels very clear. Earlier I thought value is just one number, but now I see it depends on context and standards.
That understanding is very important. A good valuer does not just calculate value, he defines it correctly first.